Hey folks, welcome to EDU 5101, and for all of our new students, welcome to Ottawa. I just wanted to take a few minutes here to show you around the virtual classroom space for our course on Brightspace. So to log in, you can go to uottawa.brightspace.com. I usually just Google uottawa Brightspace to take me to the login address. And once you get here, you will be asked to sign in with your uottawa student email and password. And once you log in, you'll be taken to this central hub that displays all of your courses. And this will, of course, look slightly different for you depending on what courses you're taking, or in my case, teaching. And to get to our course, we just click on the EDU 5101 WB Perspectives in Education 2021-9. And an easier way to remember this is just to look for the little Angus Bitmoji here. And so this is our home page for 5101. And I'm just going to switch myself over to student view here because it looks a little bit different for me. So this should be more what it looks like on your own screen. So every time you log into our classroom for 5101, you're going to be taken to this course homepage. And here you'll be able to see the latest announcements from me or Angus, links to different parts of our courses down here, including our course modules. And over on the right here, you'll be able to see our course calendar, which will remind you of any upcoming assignments that are due. So we're going to start off our little tour with the blue navigation bar here along the top. So clicking on the course name here or above up here will bring you back to this course homepage. And then content here will take us to our actual course content, including all of our modules. But we're going to finish going through the navigation bar first, and then we'll come back to this. The next section is discussions. And here you're going to be able to find lists of all the different discussion forums we're going to be using in the course. We will also link to these in the appropriate modules, but sometimes just going to this discussions area can be a little bit faster to find the exact forum you're looking for. And then the next section is assignments. So right now it looks pretty empty because I filmed this before actually inputting your assignments for the course. So I'm going to include a screenshot here from a different course just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So here we will be listing off all of your assignments, including their completion status, the score once they're evaluated, their evaluation status, and the due date. Clicking on the name of the assignment will take you to some information about the assignment that's from the syllabus, and in this area you will also be able to submit your assignments. The next section over is grades. So this is your gradebook where you'll be able to see your grades on assignments. So right now you can see that our first two items that we're grading on the course are in here. And this will, of course, be more filled out once we actually start our course. The next section over is class progress. And this will, of course, look very different on your screen. On my version, when I'm in faculty view, it's a space where Angus and I can check to see things like if you're logging into the course, what posts you've looked at, a summary of your posts, your assignments, grades. So it's kind of like a hub for us to get a general sense of where you're at in the course. And I believe on your section, it also gives you a summary of all of the different things we have posted, the different assignments, and it lets you know your progress through the course. So if something isn't completed, it will let you know there. And then if we go over here to more and click, we'll have a couple of drop downs. So the first one is announcements. So any announcements that Angus or I post within the course will show up here. And then the final one is just our calendar, and like our home page, it shows the calendar and it will list any upcoming assignments that we have. Now if we make our way back to content, we're going to take a look at the sidebar on the left here. So we'll start at the top. So this overview page is what Angus and I were using as our initial welcome page, and for posting content prior to the course actually starting. And then below it is bookmarks. I don't actually know what this is. I haven't used it before. Literally every semester I say that this will be the semester where I figure out what this does, but I never do. And then below it is course schedule, so very similar to our calendar, but it just gives you a quick snapshot of what's going on today, tomorrow, and then what's going on within the next week in our course. And I believe this only shows your upcoming assignments. And then the table of contents shows everything listed below it in the contents section. I personally find this section really overwhelming and very difficult to navigate, so I personally don't use this feature on Brightspace. It doesn't look that bad right now, but you'll see what I mean when we release all of the modules. But if this works for you and you find it helpful for you, it is available to you. The next section down is our virtual office. So you can find brief bios on myself and Angus in here, as well as our contact information if you need to get a hold of us. And if you keep scrolling down, there's a link to a Google Doc called Ask Us a Question, which is meant to be for questions that you think would be of interest to the whole class, such as questions about assignments or readings. If you need to speak to us privately, however, please do email us. And then as you can see here, because we listed Ask Us a Question as a submodule, it shows up below the virtual office, so it can take you to that a bit faster. The next section down is Cafe Educare, which is kind of like our student lounge. We have a little discussion forum here, so if you want to discuss with your peers, whether it be chatting with one another about grad school in general or sharing content that you think would be of interest, this is a section where you can do this. And Angus and I won't really be checking in on this, so if you have anything you really want us to see or you have a question for us, please do make sure it pops up someplace like Ask Us a Question that we check a little bit more frequently. Oh, and I almost forgot. So before Cafe Educare, there are two other tabs that you can't see right now on Student View. So I'm just going to switch this off for a second. So you can see we've got the rest of the course here. So we have two more that we haven't published just yet, just because we are finalizing the course right now. So the first one is Syllabus. So when this is done, you'll be able to access the syllabus here. And then we also have an assignments section that we're currently just finishing up. So as you can see, this lists off your different assignments. We have the different categories. Click on them to drop them down. And in this area, we have links to the submission portals. We have exemplars, as you can see here. So I do recommend going to the syllabus for full details on all the assignments, but we have a few like extra things here that might help you too. We also have some videos and things to help you out. And so I'm going to switch off of Student View now. So this goes back to looking the same as your screen. Go back to Content, and we'll go back to Module 1. So this is what our modules look like. So every module is set up exactly the same way. The only exception is the one for Module 6 when we're having a class conference, but we will talk about that a little bit closer to the date, so don't worry about it for now. So let's take a look at the module for this first week as an exemplar. So each module will start off with a title, the module number, and the date range, followed by some sort of image, just to make the class look a little more inviting and exciting. And then we'll have some sort of short introductory area that will talk a little bit about our goals for the week, main topics we're covering, things like that. And then this is always followed by the exact same sections in the same order. So we'll start off with a Motivation Monday, readings and reflections, presentation, activity, TA tutorials, and additional resources. And you can also see these along the side here. When you go into a given module, it will show all of these subsections for the module, so you can quickly get to each of them if you don't want to scroll down. So Motivation Mondays are a section where we post an optional activity to get you excited for that module. Usually it's a video and then some sort of reflection questions. These are optional, so you do not need to submit anything to us. You don't even need to do them, but they are a fun way to get into the mindset for the module. And sometimes people like to use these in their MLC discussions or reflect on them a bit in their portfolio. Below this, we have readings and reflections. So this is our readings for the module, and we'll have some additional optional reflection questions that you may want to ponder while you're reading. They might also help you inform some discussion questions when you're talking with your group. And then presentations are our video presentations for the module. Usually these will be videos done by Angus, but occasionally, like this week, you'll see a video that has been done by me, or you could see some videos where we have collaborated together. And then what we've done for this first module is we've included a Mentee Poll where you can ask us some questions about the syllabus or course. So all you do to do it is you just go here, and then you can ask us a question about the syllabus or course. And when you submit, it will update on the Mentimeter that we have embedded. So when you submit something here, it will then pop up here. Your questions that are submitted through Mentee will be anonymous. And then this way everyone can see what your questions are. And then if you have a hard time reading it on here because sometimes the text can be a bit small, you can just click here and it will make the whole thing full screen. And if this goes well and people like the feature, we might include this in some of our subsequent modules. The next section is the activity. So this is where you can find information about the activity we're doing in that module. So for this week, it's just getting to know one another. So filling out the survey, doing our introductions on the discussion boards. So I forgot to make it live before filming this, but normally when you scroll down to this part, you'll see the little link to get to the discussion board right here. And that's where you can go in to post your introduction. During our MLC modules, you will be just participating in MLC discussions. So we'll just put a little reminder there for you that that's what we're doing. Some links to just some discussion boards where you can talk to one another, and we'll also give you a little reminder to make sure you're updating your portfolio. And then the last section for this module, at least, is the TA tutorials. And these are optional resources that either I just want to share with you because I find them helpful, and sometimes they will also be my own videos, usually lectures that I've done for other classes. So like Angus mentions in his welcome video, I have taught EDU 5101 previously as a professor. So these are the videos that I made for my class. And we decided to include these for this class as just another educator's perspectives on the readings if you're interested. So you're kind of getting two perspectives for the price of one. And I've also included for some weeks videos from other courses I've taught that I thought could be helpful, such as some videos on specific learning theories. And then additional resources is a section you'll see in the other modules, just not this one. So normally when you see the little drop down here, you'll see additional resources at the end. These are additional videos or readings that we thought you might find interesting. These could be really helpful if something really piques your interest in a given module and you want to know where you can learn more. We don't have any additional resources for Module 1, Part 1, but you will see this starting up in Module 1, Part 2. So this will be a link to a Google Doc, and in this document you will also be able to edit the files, so if there's any resources you want to share with the rest of the class, feel free to put them in there. And that's really it for our virtual classroom. If you have any questions about navigating our classroom, you can email me or Angus. You could also post something in our Ask Us a Question document, or you can also just post a comment down below on YouTube. And that's all for now, folks. I am looking forward to getting to work with you all this semester.